Another thing we want to cover in this lesson, and the reason why this is considered to be the advanced CSS, is because we're expecting you to at this point be using a good tool. The tool that we recommend in this class is always Dreamweaver, and Dreamweaver is available all over NVC campus. You can download a free trial at it for it. But none of this code is specific to Dreamweaver. Any good HTML editor is going to provide similar tools, and actually any of this could be typed out by hand if you really wanted to. But since it starts getting a little bit complex, it's easier to use a tool. Since we do recommend Dreamweaver, the Adobe Cloud, that's the only one that I'm going to demonstrate. However, all of the softwares, if you're using brackets or anything like that, there's going to be good tutorials and things available for them out there on how to do things. So I went ahead in here and I did add a header div, and I want to put a gradient because I do ask specifically for gradient in that. So after creating this header, I'm going to open up the CSS Designer, and I'm going to pull this out because you kind of run out of space if you don't have enough CSS or enough space in here and the properties are squished over on the side. Now I'm going to make sure in here I could look at my source here, and I could either attach it, put all the code that I'm developing on an attached CSS, or I could define it in the page. I wanted to define it in the page. And what it does is it pulls up the selectors that we already have in the page in the header right here. And I had an H1 and a header in here, and you can see that they're both showing up. I could actually put something else in here if I wanted to. Let's say I wanted to do H2. I can hit a plus. And it would add that actually into my CSS information at the top of the page. But I'm only dealing with the header right now. And you can see here that I have this is called the document object model. So I can see basically all the different things that I have going on the page. But what's important for me right now is this. It's the properties, which if you have this squished over, they actually kind of squish in, and it's kind of hard to see everything, which is why I like to pull this out and give everything space. I am using the standard layout, by the way, and this is how it's working on my Macintosh in my standard layout. So now, with that, I can go in there and I can change all kinds of different things. Do I want to change the text that's with my header, borders? No, right now I just want to deal with the gradient. But you can get in, and I encourage you to get in and play with this and see what all you can do very, very simply. So I'm going to go in here, and when I do click the background link, I can go in and I can put a gradient. So let's say that I want blue. So I click on that top. I'm going to click on the bottom, and let's put that on white. Now you see I have an option to actually have this be transparent. If I had texture in the background on the body of the page, I might want to do that. Make it transparent. And when you do that, you want to make sure that you select either RGB alpha or HSLA alpha, because those allow you to have the transparency. If you use the regular hexadecimal colors, it's not going to allow that. So right now I'm using, you can see here, RGBA. That's okay. Let's go ahead and take that, and I'm going to hit return. Actually, you know what? I don't want white transparent on the bottom, because then you're not going to be able to see it very well. Let's do pink, because I have a white background. So I have that. I'm going to hit return, and there it is. Now other things I can do in here, for instance, I can do rounded corners, which are pretty nice. So let's go up in here and slide these up, give them like 10-point rounded corners. So you can see I have that. That's nice. I can go in and change my text alignment. So all kinds of things that you can do very, very simply with this CSS Designer. And that's really what I wanted you to look at with this advanced CSS. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you. A lot of times people like to have gradient fill the background of the page. See, right now my page is white, but it would be nice to have, maybe if I didn't have a gradient already in my header, to have gradient fill the body. And that's a little bit more complex. So let's go ahead in there, and I'm going to add the body tag into my CSS because I didn't already have it. If I look at my split here, up to this point, body tag had not been in there. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. It's complaining about my Google Fonts. It's not wanting to add it for me. I don't know why, and I don't feel like fighting with it. So I'm just actually just going to go type it in because it would do the exact same thing. So I'm putting body here. I'll just go in, and you can see now body is showing up over there because it's selector. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to go into my background. Let's put a gradient on here. I don't know. I'm just making things up here as we go. Let's put green and have a Christmas background. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I have my RGB. That's good. I'm going to hit return. Now it's going to do some funky things here. You see how it's repeating? We don't want it to do that. We actually want that gradient to cover the whole page nicely. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to say background size cover. And I am going to say background attachment fixed. And there you can see now that this is filling out, whoops, it jumped for me there, but it should be filling out the page nicely for me. It's just being a little bit stubborn, but as you have more contents and things and you're running in a real browser, that should fill out the page